Good afternoon and welcome to More Meets the Eye. I'm your host Blind Prime, and for today we're going to be finishing up our ongoing series this week on Transformers Generations Legacy Evolution Haslab Deathsaurus in his Dragon Robot Chicken mode, or Chicken Robot Dragon mode, or Dragon Chicken Robot mode, however you want to call it. It is a dragon chicken that happens to be a robot. So, to all of you out there, I hope that the show Robot Chicken does something with this character in the future, if they're still doing things. I don't even know if they're still doing things, but if they are, I hope Deathsaurus shows up, because he's cool. Alright, so I got him breathing his Godzilla flames. I got a talk about laying eggs. Alright, let's pull those pieces out. The other ones just went ahead and fell. He's a fun little guy. It's neat to have a giant chicken robot. It's so goofy. So let's talk about this today. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of a size comparison. He is 32 studs tall, as the handy dandy Lego pad states. Boom, Lego pad next to him, right there. Look at that. Look at that. Even at the top of the wings, 32 studs tall. Maybe the top of his head. Take his crest comb right there. Yeah. Is a spike. So I'd say the top of his head, not counting the spikes, is 30 studs tall, or 31 studs tall. We'll be safe and say 30.5 studs tall. Okay. Pat, will you just stay where I'm putting you? Thank you. Good grief. Anyway, this is excellent figure. Yes. So let's talk about him. But first, let's go ahead and flip him around and come over here, and we're going to get his breast force together. We've got tiger chest and eagle chest. Now let's go ahead and put eagle chest in there. And eagle chest is a weird one, because if you put it in wrong, you got to pull it out and put it back in the correct way. There's a correct way and a wrong way to do this, and we're probably going to do it the wrong way by accident, and then we're going to move on to the correct way. All right, so first off, we're noticing it does fit in there. So this flappy doodle on the back of Giant Robot Chicken mode, we can put the eagle chest in there. So let's go ahead and put eagle chest in there. Eagle chest, don't. Eagle chest is fighting me. Okay, so there's eagle chest. Let's go ahead, shove it in there. There it goes. Eagle chest is in, locked in place. Doesn't really lock in place, it just kind of hangs out in there. And now we got tiger chest, and we're going to go ahead and put tiger chest on his back to finish his look. So let's go ahead and attach tiger chest. Come on, tiger chest. Don't you want to go to your home? There it goes. Yeah, look at that. Tiger chest, beautiful in his home. And these two crazy spiky things on either side just add a little more depth to his wings. You can even tilt the wings up slightly to cover the edges if you want. And then you got some nice little background stuff for the wings. And he snapped out of place for some reason. Snap into place. What? Why? Why did you just do that? Bad tiger chest. That's a bad tiger chest. You just gotta stay in your home, tiger chest. Yeah, it's a good tiger chest. Yeah, stay in your home. Everybody likes it when you stay in your home. Maybe I put in eagle chest backwards. There's a right way and a wrong way to do eagle chest, like I said. Now we need to spin him around over to this side. Let's go ahead and pull off that front pieces of his armor. It reveals the hole in there. We can shove eagle chest out with our finger. That flappy doodle comes down. So let's go ahead and turn eagle chest around and shove it back in there. On the other direction, maybe that direction will actually work. So shove him in there. Get in there deep, eagle chest. Yeah, good eagle chest. That's a good eagle chest. I don't think that's actually going to work. Nope, did it wrong, because that is not enough space in there for tiger chest to live. Just flip it around the other way, and let's shove it back in there again. Okay, we're going to put it in there right. It's just weird. There's a right and a wrong way to do this, and they didn't really do a good job of showcasing which is the right and which is the wrong ways. I'm a little peeved by that. I kind of wish there was some sort of emblem, and that would have helped out understanding which is the correct way to put in eagle chest. Tiger chest is easy, because he's got a chest plate on. There it goes. Tiger chest. Don't you do it, tiger chest. Okay, let's talk about that tiger chest. Bad tiger chest. Okay. Now, I got a QC problem with my tiger chest. He does not like to stay in the place. No, he does not. Um, but that's par for the course when it comes to spring-loaded catches and me. For some reason, every time Hasbro has done some sort of spring-loaded thing, like with the mask for Skyfire, Jetfire, it just doesn't work for me. That mask always pops out. It never snaps into place. And Tiger Chest always pops out. He never snaps into place. And, nuts! We're just going to leave him out. We're just going to leave him out for the review because he's really nice whenever you're not moving this guy around. But the moment you move him around, Tiger Chest wants to leave. He does not like it. He's not copacetic with it. So let's talk about the articulation and the sculpt work on this guy, and then we'll get around to adding Tiger Chest later. So we'll talk about the head first. I think this head is really fun. We got some really cool, like, robot chicken eyes in there. We got this really big beak, and when you open the beak up, you discover it's serrated. They serrated both the top and the bottoms of the beak. There's actually some sculpt work inside for the top of the beak and the bottom of the beak. And they went in there and added sculpting. That was pretty good. The top of the head has these fun little spikes coming out of it all the way down the back of the neck. It's kind of neat. He's got some good He's got decent articulation in his head. His head can look up pretty far. It can look down pretty far without breaking the transformation point. It can look left decently well. It can look right decently well. And this thing on the back of the neck will always just kind of move around. You got to flip that up to slip it sideways so he can look over there, like what's going on over there, or he can clean his wing. Like, yeah. Okay, so he can do a lot with his head. That's pretty cool. I do think this head's really nice. You can even raise up one of the hands, and he can look over at it. And can you nom your fingernails? Can you nom your fingernails? Huh? Nom your fingernails for me. Okay, we gotta raise up that comb piece there, and we can twist his head just a little bit more, and raise that up there. And can he gnaw on his fingernails whenever he's nervous? Can you do it? Look at that, he can. He can nom on his fingernails. Okay, I thought that was a fun little show of articulation right there. He can chew his fingernails. All right, so the head is got some really amazing sculpt work coming down the back of it. We've got this really cool back of a chicken head kind of thing going on here. It's decent. It's all right. And I like the side textures. Like there's some bars and stuff kind of holding this guy together and supporting it. And they've textured that on the sides. That was really nice. The wings are excellent, but nothing really changed from them from robot mode, and we did talk about them in the robot mode video. But they are they're really nice. They're huge half moons. I do wish that the wings did more, like if they had put some joints in them so we could actually pull the wings out further or slip the wings back in further. That is a missed opportunity in my opinion. Coming down here to the side of his head, we don't have those little horizontal peg holes, the little vertical peg holes in there anymore that we put the living metal cannon on because his actual chicken head area is using them currently to hold the chicken head in place. And his little T-Rex arms on either side, minimal sculpt work going on there, but they do have some good articulation. They can raise up at the shoulder at a 90. They have a single jointed elbow. And there is also butterfly because of transformation. You can get a little bit of butterfly going on in your tiny little arms. No sort of hand articulation, sadly, and the hand can't carry anything. Another missed opportunity, in my opinion. I think they could have at least done it so it could carry some of the core class weapons. I think that would have been neat. Those pads that hide his arms in robot mode come together in the front of his chest to make some really nice thick chest armor, and also hide the hole in there that you just saw earlier in the video where I was using to push Eagle Chest out. Down further, we've got his big old thighs, big old robot thighs. She's got a robot gut going on there. That's actually his feet all folded up, similar to how you would handle Studio Series 86 Grimlock. That's one of the things that's very similar. These little arms and these legs are similar to Grimlock, but in Grimlock, these legs here for the tail sections actually spun 180 degrees, So the feet would actually be resting on the back area for Grimlock. Here they're not. And the little hands here come from these panels that were on his back instead of being actual chunks of the wing that fold forwards and snap into place like in Grimlock. So there's differences, but you can also find the similarities, like these arms that become the feet for beast mode. That is exactly what Grimlock does. Grimlock is well known for arms becoming feet. Okay, speaking of feet, we've got them right here. We've got his, they're just the arms that he had before. Not really any new textures added onto this. It's just a decently thick leg now. And it was a decently thick arm before, and we talked about that. I really do love the sculpt work that's in this. There's just little bits of sculpting and molding everywhere to make this guy just something a little special. He is a special transformer, and not in the sense that he rides the short bus. He is a cool guy. So articulation wise, he's got all the articulation that you got in the arms, so no double jointed knees for robot mode, sadly, but nice ratchets. And there is a problem here that I would like to point out. They did not give the feet here ratchets, and that is a shame because that is a little joint right there, and if too much weight is put on it, it ends up kind of just folding, and it doesn't. You gotta bend the legs properly in order to not have those feet just fold under the weight like that one's trying to do. So I just kind of rested on the tail a bit to help out those feet. I do wish these feet had had either stiffer joints or ratcheted, soft ratchet joints. I would have taken soft ratchets over the no ratchet joint there, and that does make this a little difficult to pose. You can kind of get him in a pose, but if you're not careful, that's a lot of weight on those tiny hinges. So be aware of that, please. I don't want you wearing out your hinges. Remember, the tail's there to help add support, and it does do that very well when you attach it properly. Now, the sides of him is really nice. Coming down here to his back, we've got some negatives that I'd like to talk about, and it comes on to his back area here. We've got these panels that folded over that were a part of the backs of his legs, which now just kind of loosely fold over to create the back of the dragon chicken mode, and that's what I don't like. I don't like how loose they feel. I don't like how just haphazard they feel laying across there, and there's these two big gaps right below, and I was not expecting gaps of any sort. I was thinking they would actually just include some little panel that unfolded from this back panel thing that would fold over those little gaps, but there are two pretty big gaps right there. I could put my thumbs into either of them. That's not cool. That's not copacetic with me. I do not like the fact that there are gaps there. I don't like the fact that these panels don't actually snap down anywhere. I don't like that either. It feels like this area of the transformation is just kind of a give up. Either that or they ran out of budget, but that's a negative in my opinion. Like you can fold these pieces down and you reveal more of the hideous stuff on the underside of that, and that's not cool. I do wish they had spent a little more time trying to figure out how to hide all of these robot pieces. Like you could take that piece out, but that doesn't work. Put that back in, fold that back up at the top, and fold this one back up at the top, and they just rest there. They don't snap into place anywhere, and I'm a big proponent of pieces that snap into place. I love the feel, and I love hearing the snap that tells you you've done it right, you've done it correctly. So that is a negative, and I'm going to have to take a point off for this entire back of the leg area and these gaps here, because that's not cool. That makes the beast mode here only get 9 out of 10 so far. I do also wish that the end of the tail, I understand it becomes the shield, but it would have been cool if they had included a hinge just for the tip, so that you could just raise the tip up and down, just the tip though. So that's also something I do wish they had included. Now the underside of this is the backs of his leg, or the front of his legs, and it comes out to be really well. They did an excellent job with the sculpting here to make it feel like, yes, they're legs in robot mode, but whenever they're combined together for the tail, it does feel like a tail. They did manage to do that very well with all the sculpting. The articulation for his wings can fold up, and they can fold down, and that's just about it. The connection points for them are decent. This is a decent mode, and there's not really much to talk about in it. I know I went on and on about the robot mode and did comparisons and stuff, and this mode is really good. It was a little easier to reach than I thought it would be. I do wish the transformation had been more complicated, and as par for the course with these things, I will now talk. No, actually, did we mention these feet? Yeah, we did. They're really excellently sculpted, and I do appreciate the fact that the undersides of the feet don't have too much hollowness. Though I do wish that that piece right there, there's a little peg that connects the hinge all together. I do wish they had made this foot a little thicker and put a siege peg in there. But they did put one at the heel. There is a tiny siege peg right there at the heel. So you do have some sort of siege peg, and that's pretty good. Yeah, it is pretty good. I just wish there were some more siege pegs on the wings, so you could you could dish out some extra armor or weapons onto his wings, or just a little more siege peg stuff going on here. You can hide the pegs pretty well, so that's something I wish that this thing did have. All right, overall score of Deathsaurus here is going to be a 9. A 9 out of 10. I think this robot, this vehicle, this beast mode is excellent. It's hefty, he's big, he's brutal, he's got a really nice, he's got some good articulation for a beast mode, and I think this is a top-notch little beast mode. The only negatives, like I said, is this gappage stuff on the back. I do wish that there had been something extra for that. And his transformation, definitely, I'd give his transformation an 8 out of 10. I think it could have been a little sturdier, a little better. Some of these parts are a little annoying to put together, and also there's that problem I have with all the vertical and horizontal pegs and those peg holes, because I'm a proponent of the circles. I like the circular pegs. I think they do a better job than rectangular or square pegs. And then there is, so that got an 8. The robot mode gets a 9.5 out of 10. That robot mode is near perfect. It's beautiful. It's amazing. And all in all together, you got 9.5, you've got the 9, and you've got an 8. So I'm going to go ahead and rough cuff math it and say this gets an 8.7 out of a possible 10. Excellent transformer all in all, and I do wish it managed to get a 9 out of 10 for its everything that it comes with, but 8.7 ain't bad at all. And I know this is rough. You're probably going to be like, oh, it's actually 8.555 repeating or something like that. But oh man, I am happy to have this guy. And to finish out this video, let's go ahead and put Tiger Chest on the back. We just got to make sure these wings are flattened. That's the negative with Tiger Chest. If the wings aren't flat, Tiger Chest is not going to have fun back here. He will balk. He'll balk and he'll bounce out. He leaves. He bounces. When Tiger Chest doesn't like the situation, Tiger Chest gets out of the situation. It's the first part of a Transformer I've ever had that tries his best to escape bad situations. I think that's kind of funny, but that's his back look with the Tiger Chest added. Excellent feel to this. This guy comes together nicely. He is an amazing Transformer, and I do wish you could carry more of his accessories on his robot mode. His beast mode here. Like, it is weird that there's nowhere to put the sword. So that is something else that Starsaber has on this guy. Is Starsaber, he could put his sword all over the place, and actually had places to store it in vehicle mode. And this guy, you just got to store it on his throne, and there's no other real way to do it whenever you have him in, Dragon Chicken mode. But that is all I've got to say on this. I am very happy with my purchase. I am satisfied with it. I do wish it hadn't taken so long, but I'm glad that they did